Okay, Gavin, another tough loss. Haven't won in all of September, haven't scored. Just what do you think has gone wrong in this stretch?
Um, yeah, I think, from a first standpoint, we haven't brought the energy and the commitment that we've needed to earn the right to play the game. Losing a lot of second balls, just the pressure at our defending, just the initial battle that you need to have as a baseline to be able to play this game before we start talking about passing and receiving and that stuff. Just the commitment, it hasn't been good enough a little bit. And then when we talk about the details, our ability to circulate and create chances and get on the end of chances, we've talked about. Scoring goals is the toughest thing in football, and there's scoring goals and defending goals is where it's about tactics, but it's also about hard commitment and effort, and making sure that you don't let a guy free, and making sure that you create the space to get in. And so there's no hiding from it right now. We've got to make sure that we have that we're looking to win the battles before we do anything else, and then we can start to talk about the quality, which we also need to improve on.
Yeah, that's one takeaway since in this loss. It's just the energy hasn't seemed there like during that good stretch, high pressing, getting the ball back, really committing to challenging. Just what are your takeaways?
I mean, you said it, you've seen it, we've talked about it. We've talked about trying to be aggressive, trying to make teams play on the back foot and get into the end. And, we've looked at resting and making sure that we have enough energy to come into these games. And, it's been sadly missing for the last few. So, right now it's about finding the rhythm of the players who are going to get us 3 points in Memphis, and that's all the focus is.
Speaking of that, the last 15-20 minutes, it seemed like the energy was back a little bit, and a couple of goal chances in there. Is that something you can build on for the next few matches?
Yes, 100%. But that being said, it keeps happening, right? The San Antonio was the same thing. We were better when we were down a man almost, and we keep waiting to get hit in the mouth before we start, forcing teams to have to defend us and worry about us. And we talked about being aggressive and killer instinct, and those were, outside of the tactical stuff, when we talked about the psychological things, those were two of the big ones today. And we're not hitting on them. And, I'm going to go back and look at myself first and foremost and make sure that I'm doing what I need to get that out.
You guys attempted a lot of crosses today, just completed 4 of them. Do you feel like you're settling for some crosses there, or are you generating those sort of looks that you want to get the ball into the box?
There's times like the San Antonio game when teams are up and they're protecting the lead, they're going to pack it in a little bit. You've got to be able to bring them out. Sometimes that'll be some early crosses, sometimes that'll be a little bit early shots, and trying to get them to come and stretch out the defense a little bit so we can have space to play in behind. But we've also talked about, the commitment in box running. We've mentioned that, and making sure that we're getting on the end of things. There's one thing to get 19, 20 crosses in, and, not all of them are bad. We've got to make sure that we're running hard and losing defenders, because, on the other end, that's what's happening to us right now. So, we've got to keep working.
A lot of members of the team were a part of last year's team, a part of that collapse. Just, are there some similarities you're seeing? Just what needs to change going forward?
No, I don't think that we're there. I think right now, we've hit the nail on the head. There's an energy and a commitment, and I think that selflessness, I think that we've had when we've been really tough to play against, that's lacking right now. Obviously some of our technique and passes and receiving needs to be cleaner, but I think we've put in enough to create chances to score goals, even as not as clean as we've been. Let's put it like that. It's it's an effort to pick up second balls. I don't think tough to say that they were a better team today, but they go in and they get another relatively early goal where we're lacking in the service, and then we're going to push them again.
The Dom and Johnny striking partnership. Your thoughts about how that came out tonight?
Well, we scored no goals again, so at the end of the day, we've got to figure out some combination of making sure that we're more aggressive, putting teams under and getting goals, no matter who that combination is right now.
It's been over a month since we seen Lindo back up play. Do you have an update on his availability?
Right now, Lindo's not with the group.
Switch to 4-2-3-1 last 2 games. Just explain that move, what you're looking for there.
Yeah, we're trying to get a little bit more pressure and presence through the midfield as well as along their back line, so that we can, again, we want to be more aggressive. So adding that extra player and being careful about getting caught in transition has been big for us. So that's where, we can play. We feel comfortable as well in those moments, but mostly just trying to get an extra player in the attack so we can have some more sustained possession, pick up some balls, being more aggressive and playing in their end.
Next 3 teams are directly in your path for playoffs. So what is your thought about the importance of these upcoming matches and what you can do to get points?
They've all been huge. We need to win. And that's where it's going. We're taking one match at a time. There's no other game other than Memphis right now, and that's where we need to go and get 3 points, and that's the focus.
And it was another sluggish game and a daytime start. How much do you think that kind of plays into having a game like this?
I'm not going to make excuses for a daytime game. We're in a playoff push, and you don't need to. You shouldn't need to get up for a game like this. It's automatic, not having energy and the right commitment is, from our standpoint, it's not good enough. So, we don't need to be. You shouldn't have to be told to get up for a match in a playoff run, right?
And then Naveal Hackshaw was here today. I saw him walking around, but he wasn't available for selection today. What was that about?
Yeah, it was just a game time scratch. He had picked up a little bit of a knock. We put him through a test and just made a late decision.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.